Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Nelly D on the ones and twos, but never the threes. And I got LOL Probably Drew with me on IG. Show him all the love that love can bring with love.
Well, thank you, Miss Nelly D. It is me, LOL Probably D. Just kidding, LOL Probably Drew, across all social media platforms. And I am here with the Nelly Drayton across all social media platforms. Please show her some love. Thank you very much.
And do. Speaking of the D, not that one. Pause. Hold on. Wait. Whoa.
Girl, honey, tell her what you're really thinking about.
He needs some milk. I do.
Well, we know where you're gonna get your milk from.
Oh my God. Okay. Pause. All right. You know what? I went too far. Pause. Pause. We were talking. I'm trying to go towards the letter D, as in.
I don't want to go there. Please don't make me go there.
We ain't talking about that person. We're talking about a different artist that be out here spinning on the tracks like he never lacks.
Well, we know what he's spinning on, and it may not be a track. It might be that D you was looking for.
Oh God.
Allegedly. Sorry.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yes.
In the words of our great Wendy Williams, allegedly.
That woman.
I miss that woman. Look, so they have all over social media. They have been showing pictures of like her little like purple chair, and it's like empty. And they're like, right, just when we needed her, just when we needed her.
Oh, hold on, I got one. Hold up.
What? Oh my God! We needed you, Wendy. Where are you?
I can't.
Well, we know where she at, honey. She wigless on that. Ooh, child, okay. It was not a good sight. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, it's a good watch, but it's a scary watch. It's almost like a thriller.
Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about mother. No, we're not gonna talk about mothers. We're gonna talk about Sean Combs, also known as P Diddy, Puff Daddy.
I guess also known as Sean Love. Didn't he change his last name to like Love, or did he just change his name to Love or something?
Well, that's wow. When did he do that?
I don't know. I just know at one point there was tweets about how he now just wants to be called Love.
His Instagram
or something.
Yeah, he changed his Instagram to Love.
Yeah.
Okay, that is chaotic for the type of...
I don't understand the origins of that. I'm sure there's some kind of sinister reason for it, but I don't know.
Oh God, sinister? Yeah. Oh sinister. Boy.
Speaking of sinister, we're here today to unpack the sinister details of this man's inner workings, known as his... there's no telling. There's a lot to go on. I know everyone who's probably listening to this video or listening to this podcast whenever it comes out is probably slightly up to date as to what's going on, or have at least heard some little chitter chatter about it. But today we're here to create a timeline for you and unpack what is going on in regards to Sean, P Diddy, Combs, Love, whoever he wants to go by. We're going to talk about it today.
Oh, yes,
because it's a hot topic, sweetheart.
It is. It is hotter than hot.
And
I know.
Look, Wendy Williams walked so we can run. Okay? Today on Hot Topics.
I physically cannot.
I physically can. And I physically will.
Cannot. Okay. I can't.
Oh,
y'all.
God.
Okay, this is obviously way off of the Nelly Drayton show, or what would you call it? The typical conversation where creatives gather to go beyond, but creators are about to gather to talk about a fellow creative who has been allegedly accused of some sinister things, as LOL Probably Drew just said. So we're gonna get into it.
Yeah, I mean, let's break it down. Since part of this is going to be creating a timeline, let's start back in the day. I mean, P Diddy has I'm gonna call him P Diddy just because that's how I've always known him.
Right.
I mean, I know like in the media, he's pretty much usually called Sean P Diddy Combs, and then or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna call him P Diddy because that's just easier for me.
Yeah.
P Diddy has been. I mean, he's obviously been making music, and then he switched over to like more of like a manager position where he like has his own label, and he like, or I think he like was a manager for a label, and then he created his own label. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done that much research in that situation. That's just me trying to off the top of my head from having known his work for so many years. But he's been embroiled in controversy around like murders and around like violent crimes. That's been his whole upbringing because he was P Diddy was coming up and becoming famous and well known around the same time that like Biggie and Tupac and some of our other like Jay-Z, some of these really really great rappers and artists were coming up. P Diddy was around during those times too. And so I think that he was kind of like in the rap as far as like conversations go. He was in the rap about those situations, but the kind of sinister acts that we're going to talk about, there have been just little talks about it in the media. Never really anything confirmed, but let's also like compare because I've seen some comparisons to him, and I hate to say this, but R. Kelly.
Oh, yep.
I've seen some comparisons to the two of them. I mean, and there was talks about R. Kelly and Aaliyah because for those who may not know, Aaliyah was only like 16 when she was making music and becoming famous. And I don't know if anybody has watched. There was like a documentary about R. Kelly and Aaliyah. Well, more so Aaliyah, but it touched on R. Kelly and Aaliyah. And R. Kelly had Aaliyah's parents sign her over to his guardianship when she was only like 15, 16 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And that was reported on the media, and there was no investigation, there was no conversation. So that I'm only saying that to paint a picture of the times that these like during that time, those things, although maybe were considered taboo, they weren't like investigated as people were given like good faith. Like people were trusted in good faith that they're like not doing something inappropriate. And so I think a lot of situations around P. Diddy that he was being speculated for was probably one of those like good faith situations. Like, oh, maybe if we speculate long enough and we pick everything apart and we, split hairs, maybe we could see something. But I think everybody was just, giving good faith. But also Hollywood now seems to have this reputation of being very like predatory.
Yes.
So, it's a lot. I just went over a lot in a short amount of time, but
I mean, it's a lot, but it's something to definitely keep an eye on because of how common it is and how
it is common. I mean, when R. Kelly's whole thing blew up and the Jeffrey Epstein thing blew up, I mean, it really did pull a curtain back from like a lot of like really inappropriate actions that was happening in Hollywood, and it was pretty eye-opening because it makes you think when you hear these rumors. Because I mean, even like in day-to-day folks, like, we hear rumors about ourselves, but we always know that it's usually derived from some skewed version of the truth,
Yeah.
And it makes you think when you hear rumors about, these guys in Hollywood or whatever, it makes you think what part of this is the truth that has been skewed and twisted, and you know what I'm saying? Because there's some that exists,
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was pretty crazy, the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing and the P Diddy thing. But as far as timeline goes, this whole situation has blown up and become a media frenzy. Oh crap! My own MacBook is about to die.
Oh boy!
Hold on one moment. I can still talk though. I'm a multifaceted.
And is
so this whole thing blew up. I don't know if you guys know of the artist named Cassie.
Yes.
What's that song?
It's me and you now.
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
Think I wanna make a move now. Baby, tell me if you like it. Yeah, that's Cassie. Gorgeous girl. Very beautiful. Talented. Great. Love her. And the 2000s was her era, We loved her during the 2000s. She has been in a relationship. I don't know if they ever got married.
They didn't get married. They didn't get married. Dating.
They've been in a relationship for a very, very long time. Very well-known relationship. Just recently, like last year, Cassie filed a lawsuit against P Diddy.
Yes.
Quit making that face at that man.
I'm sorry. You all can't see what I see, but if you could see what I see, you will see why he saw what he saw when I made the face.
You don't want to see what I see. The face she was making, honey. Child.
Because he is not an attractive man. What did you all see in that man?
He looks like he watches inappropriate stuff on the internet.
God.
He just looks like it.
He gave me the ick. He gave me the ick. Ick.
Not that song, girl. Not that song.
I know, but it's so perfect because some of these men do give me the ick, and that's why I'm so picky and why I'm afraid to come outside and date, because you look the way you look, but you look like you up to no good when you look like that. You look like you up to mischievous. Please don't
no
get
swiping
me started.
Right on Tinder.
Ooh, left.
No.
I'm bad at it. I swipe. I feel so sorry for the men that want to know me. Left.
Not the song.
I'm swiping left to all of you men on Tinder because you're giving me the ick. Y'all, some of y'all look like P Diddy. Sorry, too far.
Ooh,
sorry.
Okay. Well, you have said your piece. You have said your piece, sweetheart. We know exactly what you're thinking. We get it.
Because, speaking on what you just said, you're talking about how some of these parents were signing their rights over, right? Temporarily. Because I don't know nothing about this. That's why you're here to help me stay what? Plugged
Out
in.
from under the rock. Oh.
Yes, that too. Because this mic is plugged in, but I am never plugged in.
She is not plugged in.
I mean, I kind of have an idea. I know a little bit. I don't know the details, what you have spoken on so far, but I've known about the allegations and things like that, but not the details. I just know the headline. That's all I know. I don't know the paragraphs underneath the headlines. So you mentioned that. You
don't know that R. Kelly proposed to Aaliyah when she was 16.
I don't know that. No.
Yeah, R. Kelly wanted to get married to Aaliyah when she was still a minor. Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah. R. Kelly wanted to marry Aaliyah.
And so when that...
Do you know about Priscilla and Elvis?
No, I've heard of them together, but
Elvis was 21. Priscilla was literally 15 years old when they were together.
What is up with these men and wanting...
But, okay, do you remember, I don't know if you remember growing up, but... Well, I don't know, because our upbringings are just a little bit different. But I just remember that was a thing growing up, that men wanted to have, younger women. Men... do you remember when when Miley Cyrus was, just going into her era, her bangers era, and all the guys were going crazy because she was freshly 18 years old, and they were lusting over her, and some people felt like it was inappropriate. That's been a thing in American culture for a long time, where men want women at 18 years old. They want them as young as they can get them, because it's they're virginal, they haven't had a lot of experience with dating or even sex, and that's what they want. Yet these men have been sleeping with their teachers when they were 16 years. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. The double standard is ridiculous. It's disgusting. It's crazy.
Oh my God,
it's crazy. But yeah, that's American culture. Men want young women, and that's always been a thing.
They want women they can easily manipulate.
They're I said, they're virginal. They're fresh, they're clean. That's how men see young women.
They can groom them. That's what a lot of people are saying about Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Jay-Z groomed her, because she was really young when they got together.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Not really young, but here's the thing: Aaliyah and Beyonce, what people don't realize sometimes is. And mainly because they, dressed very mature. They sang and performed about really mature topics. Beyonce was literally 16 years old when she was in Destiny's Child and was performing. Beyonce's been doing this thing for half of her life. She was young. She was 17, 18 years old when she was on stages doing this stuff. People think that she's older than what she is. She's really not.
No, she's only 40 something.
Yeah, she's like just now in her 40s.
Yeah.
That's because she's been doing this since she's literally, we've known about Beyonce almost our entire lives.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much my entire life I've known Beyonce. Beyonce is like, yeah.
We
So,
grew
I
up
mean,
with
it's
her.
crazy.
We've talked about
Yeah,
this
I
on
did.
the... We grew up with her. She's sister.
She's our sis, our good sis, my good aunt. My little auntie. Auntie
For
B.
real. No, seriously. It's crazy that these men like P Diddy, I don't understand why, and I don't want to understand why, but NPR. I really and truly look at him. He's so ugly. I'm sorry, you guys. There's no video for this episode, but you don't want to see my face expressions looking at this man because he looks like he's disgusting. He look like he don't floss every day. I don't know. That's just me. But here we go. We got a timeline right here. He starts his music industry career in 1990 at Uptown Records, working under an executive, Andre Harrell. Might be pronouncing that all the way off. But we have a timeline here. And this is something that I really wanted to I wanted to find something like this to dive into. On my birthday in 1999, what was he doing? He got with Jennifer Lopez on my birthday? Hold on, let me read it. It says Combs, along with Jennifer... with girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and rapper Shine, are arrested in relation to a shooting at Club New York. Combs is charged for weapons violations, but is ultimately acquitted. So he was doing this on my birthday?
Well, look, I really been deep diving. Let me tell you. So in that situation, Jennifer Lopez has been getting some heat too because they think that she was in on that situation. They think that
she had the gun in her purse.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody told me that Combs is basically known, or he's notorious for having these women to help him with his crimes, honestly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We got to remember that. Allegedly.
Yeah.
However, Jennifer Lopez is not having a good time right now. She's really not making her mark in the industry anymore, and she's really going through it. But, okay. March 2000. The first season of Making the Band airs on ABC, then later MTV. The reality TV competition centers Combs as he searches for new talent to put together in a band. Running for 12 seasons total, the show later became a cultural staple for MTV, and through it, Combs created bands like Day 26 and Danity Kane, all signed to Bad Boy Records, which is his record label.
Wait, so Danity Kane? What's that?
That's from Making the Band.
What's the song?
I can hear the melody.
Is it? I'm looking it up.
As soon as you tell me the name, I got you. I can sing it.
Oh my goodness! I can't think. Showstopper. They made that song. That's how we keep it popping. We do the things that girls that don't do. The boys sweat. It's not bad. All the girls in glow Cadillac. Yeah. Just how we keep it.
Yes, that is Danity Kane.
That was my show-stopping. So he signed Danity Kane.
Yeah, he formed that band on the show, Making the Band. We watched them, come together as a group. They auditioned separately. He put them together. He made this group. They made 2 records. That's a whole controversy in its own. Because apparently they signed some really crappy deals. But they really didn't have much of a choice because, they were on the show. They signed contracts. And, it was pretty much all being ran by, P Diddy. You want to become famous, this is what you have to do. And they signed really crappy deals. And they pretty much, I don't know if you are familiar with the whole TLC situation where they made millions of dollars and saw none of it. That's pretty much what happened to Danity Kane. They were huge hits, major successes. Pretty much didn't see any of that money. So moving on from Danity Kane, we have March 26, 2001. In a lawsuit, local TV host Roger Mills sues P. Diddy Combs, accusing him of assault, false imprisonment, destruction of property, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and a civil conspiracy. In an exchange where Combs' entourage roughed him up and destroyed his camera. As we've yet to be served with this complaint, we are unable to comment on specific allegations, a Combs spokesperson said in a statement. However, any claim that Mr. Combs participated in any wrongdoing is blatantly is totally false. Furthermore, facilitating the press with this baseless complaint is a blatant attempt to exploit Mr. Combs' celebrity for media attention. A jury finds in favor of Combs in 2004. This is what I was talking about earlier. P. Diddy finds himself in a lot of like really ugly, aggressive crimes that he somehow gets out of. You know, like he's not found guilty, he's not fined. Sometimes there are settlements, but there is a long list of like aggressive crime that follows P. Diddy. And it's kind of elusive. It's really crazy.
Yeah, so at this point, it's like what he's being accused of now. Let me see if we can go to that. Let's see, we're in 2024, and so the fifth assault lawsuit is filed against the Combs by Rodney Lil Rod Jones.
Go to 2023. That's when Cassie filed her lawsuit.
Okay.
Let's see. Combs receives in February. Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm not seeing it.
I don't know what part of 2023 it was in, but it was in 2023 where Cassie sues him, and I want to read about that.
Yeah, Ventura accuses Diddy of years of sexual misconduct. It's at the bottom. In the statement, Ventura says, "I've decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control." While Combs' statement read, "I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love." So
Combs. Okay, hold on.
And this is crazy to me because it's like, how come all of a sudden out of nowhere? I mean, obviously it's not out of nowhere because obviously sexual allegations, sexual misconduct, harassment, anything of that nature. One thing as a victim myself, and listening to other women and their stories, or always hearing the narrative of, it happened to me years ago, but I'm just now speaking on it. And some people wanting to dismiss that because it wasn't spoken on when the incident happened or when the incident took place. It's like, but you have to understand, if the brain is not fully developed, or there's a lot of stacked up trauma that's lodged into your brain, right? You're not going to always automatically want to speak on those things. As a person who has been sexually harassed as a child, okay, I didn't speak on the things that was happening to me as a child when I was a child, because I did not know right from wrong. I didn't know my left from my right. I did, but I didn't. Right? Well, if someone is taking advantage of my innocence, or me not knowing, or lack of information, lack of knowledge, lack of what is and what it isn't, then of course certain things like sexual misconduct or harassment can bleed over time and not be discussed until the brain has decided, oh, no, I definitely want my leg back now because you really thought you ate when you had me as a kid, but baby, I'm back and I'm better. Bryson Tiller.
Oh.
I'm just saying,
better.
Because that's one thing that I can't stand is when people like try to dismiss it. I know that kind of came out of nowhere as we're trying to like read over some of these timelines that Diddy has for him and his basically his successful and kind of unsuccessful life. I don't even know what to call it, because how are you going through so much and yet it's not enough for you to calm down? I don't understand. It's like it's drugs. It has, to me. I wonder if it's drugs. I hate to allegedly is what I'm but there's conversations about. Go ahead.
Well, I just think like what people don't understand is like they think it's so simple as, oh, she watched this stuff happen. Do we not see this history of this man being in some kind of involvement in all of these violent crimes, and yet nothing happens to him? Yeah. Imagine like the work that goes into that, like how much manipulation, how much threatening, how much power this man has, if he has been literally like on the brink of going to prison and gets away with it. Like how would you go about telling the world that this man is doing horrible things to you, in front of you, around you, without having this looming fear that something bad is going to happen to you, and nothing is going to be known about it, because this is what happens around this man. People die, people get hurt, and he has ties to it, but yet nothing happens to him. How would you go against a person like that? That's why Jeffrey Epstein, that's why his situation was as long as it was, is because he was a very powerful man. He could make people, do and say whatever he want, because he had so much money, so much power. He had influence, things on people. I mean, if you take me down, you're going down with me. I mean, that's what people don't understand about these situations, is it's not as simple as, well, if you see wrong, you say something, or if you see something, say something. Sure, yeah, but this woman has to make a living too, you know, and she has a reputation that she has to maintain, that she has, and we're in this culture now where what you read is your version of reality. And so if she were to go out and say something against him, and she doesn't have any kind of proof or anything to support her, he can go out on social media, bash her, shame her, call her a whore, whatever, and people will believe that, and that will ruin her career. And she just put herself out there for what? Like, there's so much more that goes into this stuff. It's not as simple as, you know, she dropped the ball, she waited too long. He's a man. I mean, we've been hearing about this stuff for years.
Yeah,
for years.
With different artists.
Exactly. And so it's history. Like, if anybody should be believed in the situation, it should probably be the woman who's probably been by his side through all of it anyways. That's the only person we should believe more than anybody right now.
Yeah.
So I
just realized too, as we're looking at this article, this paragraph right now, her last name is Ventura.
Yeah, they're not married.
I know. I was, for a split second, I was like, why does it keep saying Ventura but then we said it like 5 minutes ago. Like, oh, they were never married. They're just in a relationship. And my brain was like still trying to find.
Well, we don't know her as, you know, Cassie Ventura. We just know her as Cassie.
Yeah. Cassandra Elizabeth Ventura. That's such a pretty name.
She's a pretty woman. Girl.
I know.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful. But it's just like she files a civil suit in New York Superior Court under the state's Adult Survivors Act, a New York law permitting victims of sexual abuse a 1-year window to file civil action. Wait, what?
What is the statute of limitations?
Hold on, wait. So wait a minute. So she filed it and it happened within that year.
Is that
what that's saying?
Which I didn't
I'm reading paragraph 2, where it says
files a civil suit in New York Superior Court under the state's Adult Survivors Act, a New York law permitting victims of sexual abuse a 1-year window to file civil action regardless of the statute of limitations of the crimes themselves. So,
is that saying that it happened within a year?
Well, she can report her sexual abuse up to a year of it happening to her.
Oh, that's crazy. And that's why. So is that why we don't know exactly why, but didn't the case, it closed because they came out with a settlement.
Yeah, they settled it out of court.
And the undisclosed amount.
Yeah.
So you see, now when that happens, settle, what does that mean?
When you settle, it usually means that, like, for this example, what it probably means is someone in P Diddy's camp or P Diddy himself agreed upon some level of, like, they could have signed a contract saying, okay, look, I will pay you this amount of money. You can't talk about this anymore. You can't have our interviews about this. You can't write an article about it. You can't, if you were to publish like an autobiography, this can't be mentioned in it. You can't mention my name. You know, that's usually what a settlement is. It's kind of like, you know, like an NDA. It's kind of like an NDA plus, like, I'll give you money, just like hush money.
Yeah.
So that's usually what a settlement is. I don't know about in this case. I'm sure, I mean, P Diddy, he's known for being very wealthy, so I'm sure he probably agreed to pay her lawyer fees, and had her sign something saying that, like, he won't, you know, talk to her. They probably signed some kind of agreement where, like, you know, I won't talk to you, you don't talk to me, I won't mention you, you don't mention me, you know, very mutual stuff. Because I'm sure at this point, what she probably wants to do with this whole situation is just wipe her hands clean with it and just move on.
Yeah.
So instead of being like, you know, no shade in Cassie, I don't know, I haven't really heard much about her since she did the lawsuit. So I'm sure, like, she's probably just trying to lay low. Which is fine. She can do that. I mean, it's her experience. She can do whatever she wants to do with it. But I know a lot of times people are like, you know, I'm going to be an advocate. She's probably been through a lot. She probably just wants to, like, take some time. And there's always loopholes in those things. You know, they're tough to find loopholes in those settlements, but there's always loopholes. So maybe she's just trying to find a way to, like, bring awareness without, you know, getting herself in, like, legal trouble where she can, like, get in trouble or something.
Yeah, I can see why, though, because after she came forward, it looks like P Diddy stepped down as a chairman of Revolt TV due to a filing under the Adult Survivors Act with 2 separate lawsuits allegedly I say allegedly a lot because I'm going to keep saying it, but a misconduct that happened in the early 90s that were filed against him by two different people.
Yeah.
I would want to wash my hands.
Yeah, I would kind of want to stay out of this, and that's probably why she did it, is because she probably had an idea that like there was probably a lot more about to be, uncovered, and so it's kind of like, yeah, could I go forward and talk about my situation? Sure, but it seems like in this current climate in our society is once like the lid is kind of loosened, it kind of pops open and a lot of stuff comes out. And like that's what's been happening. Like these people, I guess they feel like emboldened just to speak on their experience. Like this happened to me too, and that's a good thing about like when celebrities do speak out against like abuse that they've suffered. It does allow other people to feel empowered to do the same. I just hate that like this stuff has such a ugly cycle to where it lasts for years, and there's so many victims and there's so many people that like feel like bad things have been done to them and they couldn't talk about it. Like imagine like having to carry like that baggage for years.
I'm trying to tell you, it's real. It is real. It does something to the frontal lobe of your brain. I don't know the science 100%. Behind it, but I know that it does. It does something to the medulla oblongata. It does something to each part, each department, the compartmentalization of your brain and how it processes the informations and the sounds and the colors and how music heightens emotions. It does something to all of those things. That is why I'm a firm believer that whatever he did, whatever they saying he did it, allegedly.
Yeah.
Gotta keep saying allegedly. Because how are you being accused? Like, so now let's I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. Like he put on his Instagram account, enough is enough, because he spoke with his attorney and he denies the accusations via his Instagram from, I guess, other people coming forward about sexual harassment and just him having a sinister side. The sinister side of, I can't talk. The sinister side of P Diddy. Like that's what this may need to, label this episode the sinister side.
The sinister side.
Here recently, March 25th, his home in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by the federal agents and Homeland Security. Wait, federal agents and Homeland Security?
Oh yeah, girl.
My God.
The reason why this has got a lot of attention is because that kind of thing wouldn't happen unless they have something.
Unless they have concrete evidence that we need to look.
Oh yeah. They have to have enough of a suspicion to do that. And he does have multiple lawsuits, but these lawsuits aren't getting settled out of court. You know what I'm saying? Like they're probably going to be taken in front of a jury. He's probably going to have to answer for some of these things. And, there's going to be like evidence that comes out. That's why this has become such a fascination with people, is because it's like, this wouldn't be happening unless there's there has to be like a mustard seed size of truth in this.
Yeah.
There has to be at least that amount for them to do this. So that's why it's been getting a lot of attention. I mean, and you gotta be careful about what you read, because there's been a lot of like just false things. Like I guess there was something said online where his private jet was recorded as like leaving the country, and people thought he was on it, but he wasn't on it. He wasn't on it.
Like they're like, is he fleeing the country and stuff like that? Yeah,
so people were like, "Oh, he's guilty," but he wasn't on the plane. So, we can say he's guilty just because, he has a history. We have a timeline here. We can see that there's like a history of this kind of stuff, but he wasn't on that plane. So,
yeah. That would be kind of, if he was to do something like that, I don't think that, I don't see him doing that. But if he, I don't know that man personally. I don't got his number in my phone. But I think at this point, if Homeland Security is involved with the federal agents that's raiding your homes, I would not move. And I would think that he's not ignorant to that notion. I think he would stay still and stay planted where he is, as he should. This is absolutely insane, though. Like, I'm looking on New York Post. There's 4 Jane Does. I see that on here, and I see this on NPR.
Yeah, there's 4 Jane Does, and then there were some others that spoke out. I don't know if they created lawsuits, but there was like, I think 2 men who spoke about either him or somebody on his team that were doing some inappropriate things.
Yeah.
But I don't know concrete, so I don't want to like get into that too much because I don't know concrete. I just know I read something about
we're everything. Just so you guys know, everything that we're saying is just stuff that we're reading from articles, and some of this information is not true. Some of this information is inaccurate.
It's being reported with very little information.
Right.
We're just here to, join in on the conversation with our input. And like I said, we're just kind of like creating a timeline and gathering information. That way, for those who maybe like like us ourselves have maybe only seen like headlines or have just seen things like pop up on like, social media and haven't really like dived into it. We're doing that for you today.
Yeah. Okay. And really and truly, to be completely honest, I may not know the details of the ins and outs of his cases and the investigations that's going on. But I will say that it's discouraging as a filmmaker. That's what really made me want to talk about it. As a Black woman, as a filmmaker, it's very discouraging and it's scary because I'm thinking to myself, like, I want this life of being like a well-known filmmaker, whether I'm the editor in the credits, or I'm the main editor, or I'm the lead editor, or I'm an assistant to the editor in post-production, or I'm the director of a film, the writer. I don't want to be, it's scary because I don't want to be in a room with these people. There are. It's not just musicians, these famous musicians, these Black men, because I don't know any of white men, but what I'm hearing more about as these days have passed by since the raid for P Diddy and his homes is I'm hearing more about Black men that are famous, that have the power, that have the money, like Will Smith, Jay-Z, anyone that's associated basically with P Diddy, Cat Williams. Say it again.
TD Jakes.
Anyway, so TD Jakes, like, it's
I've
scary.
seen a lot of
it's scary to me because it's like there are some of us who are at the bottom of what do we want to call it? Of popularity of the status, right? They have status, right? And we're at the like level 1 or 2 of having a status. Like, we're trying to be up and coming podcasters and hopefully get to, bump elbows with not these people specifically, but people that
upper echelon.
Something, you know what I mean? Like, to get, like, I want to work with Tabitha Brown one day on something. Like, I feel like with her, I'm safe, right? And maybe just hilarious, I'm safe. But anybody that's beyond them, I'm afraid because I don't know what you done tied with, who you tied with, and what you know what I'm saying? What you, like, it just makes me wonder, how deep does this go? Like, how evil do you all get? Where does the evil start? Like, in the status level?
Well, but here's a thing that I think it's important to make a note of is look what's the pattern here with the people who are in these, whose names are being dropped.
Yeah,
they've been in this industry for years,
decades,
years. So
centuries.
Not to justify, not to create, a conversation outside of holding these men accountable, there's no way to say that this is who they've been all their lives. Sometimes you are a product of your surroundings. So imagine if you are, joining the game and you're being told, like, this is what we do. This is what our group of people do. This is what people who are in this group of culture, this is what we do. And you see it and you try it, or you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why a lot of people get so shocked sometimes when your favorites tend to be these drug addicts. Like, they're like, what? That's crazy. And it's like, is it? Because, what do you think these people are doing when they go to a club for a couple of hours? Who goes to a club for a couple of hours? They're going there, they're meeting up with some people, they're getting high a little bit, and then they're about to another club. And then they're going in, they're getting a section, having a couple of drinks, snorting some more, whatever kind of substance, and then whatever. And it's like, that's what happens. That's the culture. And so when you have these men who are being name dropped, and these celebrities who are being name dropped, it's crazy. But it's also like, but these are people who've been in this circle for years, and who have been involved in this stuff for years. And so it makes you think like, okay, P Diddy, he came on the scene according to this timeline back in the 90s.
Yeah.
90s, almost 30 years. I mean, actually, just about 30 years, over 30 years of being in Hollywood, being in upper echelon, being in that social, in that social environment with a lot of money and a lot of influence, a lot of power, that's scary.
Mm-hmm.
That has been going on for 30 years, and now in 2023, 2024, people are finally saying something about it.
Yeah, that's scary.
Like, imagine the amount of hurt that man has caused for people, allegedly, over spans of years. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. It's crazy that, like, you know, that just because people have money or because they have influence, that people turn a blind eye to those things. But I get it. I get it. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it okay. I can totally understand why someone would. Yeah. But I'm glad that even though this cancel culture can be a little toxic, I'm glad that it is a thing now to where when these people who do these terrible things can legitimately be held accountable.
Yeah.
As most they definitely. Should.
Yeah.
As they should.
I think if allegedly. I wanted to tie what we're talking about to what we've done so far in the podcast is that the Nelly Drayton show is supposed to be a place where creatives feel safe. It's a place where we gather to go beyond. And honestly, just knowing that these are the types of conversations that we need to have, it just raises awareness. Because we need to be mindful of the people, the energy that we're around, the relationships, business-wise, or intimately. We need to be mindful of the people that we connect with because, you know, you want to be with people that will hear you and that will make sure that your voice is heard. Yeah. Knowing that he had that, you know, knowing that P Diddy allegedly has this amount of attention and it's, you know, solely negative attention, allegedly, because, you know, he's got the money and the power and he's been doing it for decades. It's kind of scary in a way to me because as a person who is a creative and I am inspired by those that I've watched for decades, it's scary because it's like I'm thinking about the song I'll Be Missing You, you know. I'm thinking about that song heavy right now. Like, it's like, how in the world am I supposed to listen to this song knowing that allegedly you ain't, you know, you ain't it, bro. You're not it. You're not the 1, the 2, or the 3. You're not the number 1. You're not top 2. You're not. It's scary. It's like somebody said something to me about Will Smith being a part of whatever type of lifestyle that P Diddy is on. There's people like Will Smith that goes along with R. Kelly and things like that he supposedly, he might not be the one doing the same exact thing that P Diddy is doing, but he's at the table. Like he knows
about it. He probably knows more details about it than we do. Yeah.
And it's like, now I'm thinking about the song, the Men in Black song. And I'm like, how am I supposed to enjoy these songs now? And this is why, like, this is one of the main reasons why here recently I deleted all my apps off of my phone, social media apps, because I'm like, I don't want to know about these famous people no more. I just want to listen to what you all create, watch what you
I don't want to famous people no more.
I don't want to because I want to enjoy your all's creativity, what you created, and then go about my life. I don't want, like, just keep it personal. Like, that's the one thing that, you know, I don't know how crooked or how I don't know who's crooked and who's not. But when somebody mentioned to me that Beyonce might know a thing or two because she's tied to Jay-Z and they done did something to Carrie Hilson's mom and she knows about it, like, because he tried to have an affair. When I heard all that, I was like, I don't want to. I just want to listen to the Bring 'Em Out song in peace. I want to listen to Swagger Like Us song in peace. Like, I don't want to know if Jay-Z's really about that life. Like, I saw somebody made a post and they were like, if something was it, I don't know if it was you, maybe it was actual conversation. I'm thinking it's a post, but maybe you or Chris said it. Like, if somebody was to like kidnap or do something to Beyonce, Jay-Z would like have them out in a second. Like, it wouldn't take much.
We did have that conversation.
Yeah, okay, it was us. Okay, I was like, who said that again? And I thought about that. Like, wait, they said that, but do we know? Wait, he got power like that? Beyonce get kidnapped?
Oh, he absolutely has power like that.
Jay-Z's gonna pull a Fitz from Scandal. He's gonna go to war. He
absolutely has power like that. They all have power like that. I mean, it's well known that these two men, you know, have an extreme amount of power, and like, you know, I don't know. It's a really tough topic to talk about because it's hard to because okay, let's be honest. Beyonce is always like in some controversy, but have we ever seen anything come of it?
No, but that scares me even more.
Well, it doesn't scare me because I think, like, you know, look at the culture we're in now. I mean, if P Diddy's getting his comeuppance, Beyonce and Jay-Z would have gotten their comeuppance by now, don't you think?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying, and I don't want to know.
I mean, I don't think Beyonce is a
genuinely
perfect
don't.
person. I'm sure she's made some mistakes. I'm sure she has seen some things she probably should have said something about. But like I said earlier, we forget sometimes that Beyonce was how old when she joined this industry?
Yeah.
Now, granted, she is of a big age of, in her 40s, at least maybe her middle 40s. I don't know her exact age, but I know she's in her 40s. She's in a big age. She has kids now. So what Beyonce may have done in her 20s, I don't think that's going to be the same Beyonce in her 40s. She has, kids. I mean, P. Diddy has kids too, but he has 2 boys, and, that's a different kind of relationship. A man raising boys is different than a woman raising, daughters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just different. Now, Jay-Z, I think maybe more on like the criminal, like violent crime side, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't know about, I mean, maybe he's up like a hooker or something. I don't know. I don't know about all that, but I could definitely see maybe like the violent crimes. I could see Jay-Z in that for sure.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he has a violent past as well.
See.
He might have actually even done time. I don't remember.
Yeah, see. I read
that highlight, that headline. I read that one.
Yeah, so right now we're looking at a headline from New York Post where they say Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Young Miami, accused of transporting pink cocaine for him. Pink cocaine. And apparently, I'm not sure how true this is or what it is, but just allegedly thinking.
It was great right there, just saying.
Yeah, this is a really beautiful picture of Carisha, and I hope that she becomes a better person each day. But however, is Carisha? I said R grammar. Is Carisha and JT? Is Young Miami and JT still the City Girls?
No, I think they're done.
Yeah. So is this because of her relationship with P. Diddy?
It's been speculated. It's been speculated that JT did not like Carisha's relationship with P. Diddy. She didn't like it. She doesn't like, when she was in, I guess she was in, when she was in prison for that short stint that she was in prison, she held her down 10 toes, for sure, as she should have. But when she got out and she got in that relationship with P. Diddy, she just noticed a lot of things were different, and it could be drugs. But the thing about Young Miami, which is crazy, is she's very transparent. She's extremely, probably too transparent.
Yeah,
like, we know a little bit too much about that woman. So I feel like if we would know. Whatever is going on with Carisha, we would know. I don't know if she would, incriminate herself and say that she transported drugs to her boyfriend. I don't know if she would ever say that. Maybe like in a hidden message, like saying it in some kind of like hidden way where maybe like a normal person wouldn't pick up on that, maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. That situation.
Still making music?
JT, I think, is making music. I don't think that Carisha is making music anymore. And hot take, if I may, to be honest, I'm kind of okay with that. Sorry, I liked the City Girls, but I did not like the City Girls because of Young Miami. I mean, she was definitely bringing like that hood ghetto side, but I honestly don't think that she can rap.
Yeah, allegedly. There's that. What was that one song that went? It was crazy because she was talking about she want to do Dirk in India. Oh. That had me distraught because Dirk's fiance's name is India. And I was like, wow.
Maybe she wanted, maybe it was like a double entendre. Maybe she wanted to have like a threesome or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, hold on. What is that? I don't remember that song. I got to look it up now.
I don't know. I'm not a rap girly.
I'm not, I mean, she was rapping, but I don't remember the lyrics. I don't. I really don't. I wish I could tell you that I did, but I don't. And it's because she's not. I don't know what it is about me. I do know what it is. I don't know why I'm acting like I don't know what it is. I know exactly what it is and what it ain't.
What it is.
The type of rapping that I like is I like words. I like lyrics that I can actually relate to. That's why when people are like, you don't listen to City Girls? No, because I can't relate to that. I am not. That is not. Not on my.
Not on my watch.
Not on my watch, babes. That's not my destiny. City Girls is not a part of my destiny, and I'm okay with that. I can't relate because I don't even want to use a man for money because men become very scary people when you use them for money.
I'd use a man for money. I'd use a man for money.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it out loud. I would.
Okay, that's fine.
They use me.
I mean, and they do. They do
for arm candy because I'm gorgeous and amazing and beautiful.
Yes,
so
and I'm glad. Yeah,
put gas in my car. Give me dinner.
Oh my goodness!
If that's what you can do.
Yes.
Not on my watch.
Oh. Okay. And with that, I personally just don't relate to Rap Freaks. That's the song.
Rap Freaks.
Oh, it's bad. Oh, let me look up the lyrics to this. Hold up. Oh my goodness. She went unnecessarily hard. She didn't have to say the things that she said, but she said it. She said, I'm on a runway, I don't see a Tory in my lane. I'm with the savages, ride the boat, high, sit on Megan face, ride it like a stallion. Everything we do is on the low. F social media. I want to take a flight with Dirk. F him and India. Oh. Wow.
Oh.
Trying to go baby on baby. Like Lil Baby and the Baby. If I could F them both, that'd be crazy. Future needs to come and find this kitty like he Dora. Real hood be, I ain't nothing like Lori. How you want it, we could rich or we could do some drunk relations. Have Meek spitting in the cat like he on Funk Flex. Money bag, I'm in the yo, I got a hit song. I need a like, the kitty hot and ready, bring it to you like DoorDash. I can't even picture myself smashing Lil Kodak. Many men wanna something, but I want 50 Cent. Probably let Gotti hit because he got them bricks. Have Rod Wave singing in it like a funeral. Tom Brady put a ring on it. Tom Brady at the Super Bowl. Oh, okay.
I don't know if I
I'm
can
real
handle
pretty.
this.
I'm real pretty and Sadiddy took a jet to a private island on a date with Diddy. I like bad boys, no hoe. Oops, didn't mean to say that. No blank. Diddy let me put it blank. Buenos noches.
Not Buenos noches.
Buenos noches.
Oh no.
And when I heard that song, I realized, I think I'm gonna stick to certain rap that I can actually relate to. That's just the way it is. But I'm very concerned for Black women because I don't understand why we got to stand 10 toes for Black men that ain't it and don't want to be it. Like, why y'all gotta be crazy? Why y'all gotta be into the? I mean, I get it. You got all the money, right? You got the money. You got the status. You made it out of the hood. You made it out of the roach infested cereal. I understand that very well. I get it. I understand. You made it. You started from the bottom. Now you here. Why are y'all not creating like a new form of websites? Why are you not creating like economical advantages for Black people? Where is the housing for specifically like Black like where's the money, where's y'all's money going? I'm getting upset because I'm looking at this right now where it's Diddy's ex-girlfriend is accused of transporting like Diddy, you got kids, you ain't built a college yet. What are you doing? If this stuff is really not, because I'm getting mad because if this stuff is allegedly true, right? If this is all alleged, it's all allegedly alleged. Okay.
Yes, very that.
So what happens if this stuff is true, Diddy? Now I want to come show up to the court and ask some questions. Why you ain't doing productive stuff with this money? Why are you out here? And then somebody I don't know if is it true that he said he likes boys too, like depending on his mood.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, he said something like that. Did he? Why? You got kids. You ain't afraid for them? You're not fearful of your decisions affecting your children?
Allegedly, one of his kids is a little, yee too. So
I mean, okay. Well, that's a little different because that's a different. You know what I mean? That's a different cop. He needs to have a right conversation with his child. Where are the mamas? Hello. Where's the man?
Yeah,
Mom,
who are the mothers of his children, I wonder?
I'm afraid for them. I'm afraid for everybody. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just very upset because it's like, why is it as Black people, we tear the world tearing us down. They rip us apart and feed us to everybody. But if we look at other ethnicities and other races, they are united. They stand, and divided they will not be divided to fall. Okay? They are forever united. You look over the corner, like, and this is not me trying to be I'm not trying to sound ignorant or racist or anything. It's just something that I've observed and I've kind of been jealous of. I'll look around the corner, like living in some apartments, and see like 5 Mexicans coming out of an apartment. Oh. But these people driving nice cars. And I'm like, y'all really be saving money, like stacking up together, working together, building community. Y'all are community oriented. I'm jealous. Why these colors? Why is our colors not doing that? We are divided. Didn't Luda say that in the song? Oh. He said, put a fist in the air if you care. If united we stand and divided we fall. He said that and he meant that. Okay, that's in the I'm So Hood remix. And it's a reason why it was in the remix. Because y'all don't be listening to the original song. Y'all always want the remix anyway. Black people just never satisfied. Listen, I can go off, I can preach, but I'm not trying to. You already are. I'm not trying to go that far. I'm just a little upset because as a community, we are failing. Like, obviously, Diddy needs to be held accountable for whatever actions come to light. On that side of the legality and the courtroom, they do their job. I ain't a part of that. I'm not nothing tied to none of that. Okay, whatever it is what it is. And they're going to deal with it accordingly. As far as me over here on the podcast, the Nelly Drayton Show.
Oh my God, you just gave me that meme where that girl was like, we're going to figure out who you are. And when we find you, we're going to deal with you. You will be dealt with. Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh my gosh. I got to put you on. She's like, when we find you, trust me, you will be dealt with.
I mean,
sorry.
Yeah, you can. That's fine. Put me on to what's accordingly appropriate for this. Because at the end of the day, the way my life is set up, all of this stuff that's happening to Diddy is just, it's like an eye opener. Like, my bigger picture hat is coming on. It's like, why as a community, we do not tighten up. When you get the money and the status, you're not tight. You're only taking care of yourself and yours. And then you're doing some explicit things behind closed doors. Ooh, that's a bar.
Oh my God.
Did I just
you are
rap?
Really on one right now.
I'm just saying,
You're really
I'm
on like another level.
I'm disappointed in the community. I mean, I told you about my personal life story before before cameras and mics went hot. Because that's what it is for Black people. We're just not. We're not united. We're not standing 10 toes for each other. If we are standing 10 toes, it's literally to gain more toes. Because, when you're allegedly accused of things like doing drugs and things, you hallucinate and allegedly might see an extra toe on your foot because you're doing these drugs. So I feel like,
there's a lot of things you might see extras of if you do drugs.
A lot. And it's like, instead of going through that route, why don't we go to this side where we can actually build a community for us and us only? Because it seems like we've been getting the idiot-ish end of the bag for the longest time.
Well, yeah, that's just going to be our story. Maybe...
You don't think it'll ever change?
I think it could, but it would be like generations from now. I don't know if our generation's going to see the true benefit of it, but we could.
And it's annoying. It's upsetting because as a creative person who's like starting from the ground,
sorry.
It's upsetting me and my home girl. Like,
you can't go to Bellanoche. Well, where the hell can you go?
Like, why is it that Black people are the entertainers for everybody else? Y'all are like, it's crazy that other people, other ethnicities, they're getting ready to thrive off of this toxic and chaotic alleged story about P Diddy. And it sucks that it's a Black man. It's like, why when you Black men get money and power, y'all want to be the face of evil? Okay,
well, I think that's why there's like this culture now where it's like, when Black creatives are joining that space now, they're like extra careful.
Yes.
Because it's like, we saw what happened with Jeffrey Epstein, but have we heard any more about what happened to his mistress?
You say it, but I don't know.
You don't know about Jeffrey Epstein?
No, I can pull it up.
I'm going to have to educate you.
Please do. Let me get my notebook.
We won't have time for this podcast. We'll have to do another hour. But with the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, he had a girl that was like involved. You know, he's passed away now, but she's still alive. And Jeffrey Epstein has passed away now. Well,
okay,
that's a whole controversy in its own, but we're just going to keep it at that. But his woman that he was involved with all of his mess, she's still alive, and she was found, and she's being prosecuted, but we've not heard any more about it.
Prosecuted
I haven't seen any more about it for like pretty much like sex trafficking and like, you know, doing things like soliciting minors and all kinds of stuff, girl. It was
so
a
now,
mess.
okay, so let's
Are you wanting to do the Jeffrey Epstein deep dive right now?
No, we can like.
Okay. I can do it, but I'm just telling you, it's going to be a lot.
Okay. So yeah, we'll discuss once the mics are no longer hot. But I wanted to I had a question about sex trafficking. So when you're saying that what is being reported is these people are involved in sex trafficking, we're talking about little children being put in a van, kidnapped from their homes, taken from their homes, right? Or
Not
from
just little
orphanages.
children.
Huh?
Not just little children.
Well,
I mean,
minors.
Some of them are minors. A lot of them are minors, but not all.
Okay, so we're talking about grown people being abducted, taken, and passed around in a van from country to country, place to place, house to house, city to city, zip code to zip code.
Yeah, maybe not so much like in that same like context. I think the whole sex trafficking that's happening with like this group of people is more so like a large amount of like manipulation, a large amount of like empty promises, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're probably promised like, girl, like let me make like 500,000 from doing A, B, and C, and then like we can just chill. And like that, like it becomes a cycle, you know, like things like that, like a lot of manipulation, a lot of like lies, a lot of
wait. I'm
grooming.
So confused. You mean like, okay, let's say me and you decide like, forget the podcast. Let's go out here and meet some rich men. We meet a rich man, and he's like, hey, I want you, and I want him too. 500,000 for both of y'all. That's
not sex trafficking. Okay. That's just us being whores. But no, the kind of sex trafficking, like, okay, are you familiar with like the whole like Andrew Tate situation?
It sounds familiar, but I'm not right. I didn't have enough.
I'll do like a quick little, you know, do about that. So Andrew Tate got into a lot of trouble because he was accused of sex trafficking. His situation was a little different because he was taking women to other parts of the country. Like, I think they all found them in like, they were like in Russia. They had like a little compound in Russia, and he had rooms with like webcams. They were like cam girls doing like webcams and doing like sexual acts on themselves in front of a webcam, getting paid for it, and then they were paying him. They considered that sex trafficking because there was women that had crossed many like different countries, all to, or essentially earn him money for doing sexual acts.
Oh,
when we think of sex trafficking, we think of the whole like very like Hollywood version of it. Like, girl gets kidnapped off a sidewalk, thrown in a van, taken to a warehouse, and people bid on her. Yeah, that I'm sure is like a level of real reality when it comes to sex trafficking. But I don't think that's the sex trafficking that we know of today. Like the sex trafficking that is being like kind of highly publicized, I don't think it's that same version that we think of when we think of like when we think of sex trafficking. I don't think that's what's really happening. I'm sure that there are like sex trafficking rings where that really is happening. I mean, I have heard of like girls being like kidnapped and snatched up. So I know that it's real. I know that's what's really happening. But I think in this like Hollywood version of sex trafficking that these guys and gals are getting in trouble for, I don't think it's that kind of sex trafficking. I think it's a little bit more like covert because, you know, they can just say, oh, these are just a bunch of groupies that are hanging out with us, when really they're a bunch of girls who are like freshly 18, 19 years old, don't know no better. Like, you see how the manipulation comes into play? Like, they're like young girls who are like, oh, I'm going to get famous. I'm going to do an album. You know, P Diddy said that he'll put me on an album, allegedly, if I do A, B, and C. And, you know, then it turns into 3-4 years down the line, homegirl hasn't spoken to her family. She, doesn't have anything in her own name. She's, pretty much completely dependent on like this person.
Yeah.
And that's how they like own these girls is they
Oh my
they
God.
take them when they're young, where they don't have any credit, they don't have any this, they can't get a car, they can't escape if they wanted to, and then that's how they get these girls like stuck in these situations. That's how they do it. Allegedly, I don't know. I mean, I'm talking like I know this, and that makes me sound so like like how would I in any world know all of this? This is purely speculation. Let me just make that very clear.
Yeah,
this is
you're not
purely speculation. I have no idea how sex trafficking actually works.
right. If anything, we're making it aware. We're making you all aware. If you don't know, if it's not a conversation that you've had, if it's not a common conversation that you would have, or something that you kind of know about but you don't, I'm asking Drew because
I read everything.
But Drew is exactly. But reading is fundamental. If you're a reader, and these are things that scare me about being a creative. Is like you step in the, it's so much of a push to like have the status, and then once you have the status, you got to worry about the vultures. And it's like, I think that's why I started the YouTube channel again, because I want to just have that. And I don't want to be connected to, I don't want to have to be connected to a lot of people to get where I really want to be. I feel like I can work with the people that I know, and we pull on people that we know, and then we continue to keep it in where we are. And certain people, they have to get vetted if they want to be a part of that community. Because it's supposed to be a safe place. I'm not about that life. I will knock you out if you decide to try to allegedly do anything. I will. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, girl.
I'm just saying it's going to get to that point because I know my rights, and we all have them. And anything that you say or do can and will be used against you. Oh. I don't got time for that. I don't got time for that. Oh my God. Like,
anybody got time for that?
Ain't nobody. Like, some of us are just trying to focus on like continuing to save money and to just like be consistent with something. What they have time to do is crazy to me. If I had the status and the money, I would not be looking to do extracurricular activities with substances. I would not be looking at extracurricular activities to make more money involving another life that could be, mentally traumatized forever. I would not be a part of the dehumanizing community. That's basically what it's giving. And I would not be a part of that. I wouldn't sign up for it. I have a child. I have a life. I have a kid to go home to every night. I don't got time for anybody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that.
So overall, I mean, this conversation was just all over the place, but you know what? A lot of creative things are all over the place. I mean, these famous people are all over the place, but they make it look like they got their life together, but that's another topic for another day.
Okay.
Just saying. Listen, you guys, be aware of who you're connected to. Let that be the reflection point of this conversation. Mm-hmm. Be aware of who you're connected to. Not all money is good money, and not all good money is appropriate money. Because
ask questions, ask questions. Don't be afraid of I mean, just be on the, when you read these stories, take it with a grain of salt to a certain extent, but also like you gotta know, like, okay, this is some crazy-ish.
Yeah.
Because we're saying, allegedly, and it is,
allegedly,
but like I was saying earlier in a previous or in a previous part of the podcast, rumors usually have like a mustard seed amount of truth to it, allegedly. So just we are, I'm not gonna say this is purely this conversation is purely for entertainment purposes. I'm not gonna say that because I don't believe that. I don't think that we're just here talking about people's demise for entertainment, but I think the point of us even having this conversation is about just we're talking about it, we're bringing awareness to it, but we always do things with a lighthearted sense, that because it's a heavy topic. It's heavy to talk about this kind of stuff. So just happy Sunday.
No, seriously. It's, if anything, it just discouraged me a little bit, because it's like, is this what we do as a Black community? Is this what we're doing now? We're just out here. I mean, I get it that, P Diddy's been in it for a long time, but whatever it is that he does in his spare time, downtime, whatever he's doing, it's like, is that what you want us to know about? Like, or not want us to know about? Is that what you want your legacy to be? Like, when you do the things that you do you ever account for the what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? Help me, Drew. Help me. Consequences. Sorry, consequences. It flew away. It came to the tip of my tongue, then it flew back. Like you read it, whatever. Anyway, I genuinely just want us to do better as a community. Like, this whole situation is chaotic, and those that are speaking up, on the allegations and allegedly accusing him of whatever, speak up, let your voice be heard. I just want overall that everyone take from this, eat the meat, throw away the bones. Take from this.
I love that. I love that.
Take from this what you will. Take from this that it is good to be connected to people. It is. As a creative, whether you are creative in arts and science, in math, in AI, or in filmmaking, there's so many different avenues of creativity. It takes a creative to think outside of the box, and that's why things are created like the internet. That's why you have Android versus iPhone, and you have all these things, because creativity, you tap into a new level of thinking and a new level of creativity. I don't even know how else to say it. Really, you tap into something that's just not
tap in. Oh, sorry.
I'm so weak. You tap into something that's just not visible to the human eye, and with that, you have to be careful not to tap so much into it that you're not paying attention to what's physically in front of you. If anything, this conversation really inspired me it inspired me to have this conversation because of a recent Zoom class that I had, where there was these people, these other students at different HBCUs, who are wanting to tap into the music industry, and they're wanting to create, they got their own label, they write songs, they're doing all of the things that needs to be done. And I'm like, I look at them and I'm like, it's crazy, because I'm on a meeting with people creating songs. I'm on a meeting with people who have their own record label. Like, I hope that you guys are paying attention to what's going on in the world and realizing that, there's a much better way to live this life, and to solely just create and just be mindful of those that are influenced by your creativity and your creation, I believe is the most wisest thing that you can do as a creative. I believe that you will elevate. That's why I love Corey Kenshin. I had to bring him up one good time on here. That's why I freaking love Corey X Kenshin, because he creates, and we don't know nothing about that man. And I like to keep it that way. We don't know nothing about who he do and what he do and who he doing it with. And it needs to stay that way forever. And he needs to be mindful. I believe that he is mindful of what he does outside of his YouTube channel. And I feel like that's so key. Like, that's what it needs to be. Ooh, that's a bar. And
oh my God, you're in these bars today.
These just bar for bar, round for round, pound for pound. I just want you all to just be mindful as a creative, whatever you're creating, because everybody's a creative in their own way. Okay, you don't have to just be a filmmaker. You don't have to be a podcaster. You be creating schematics for robots and things. That's still creativity at its finest.
Yeah, you go, bro, because I can't do that.
Well, I mean, I can't either, but, I tapped into like web design for a little bit, web development, web design. I tap into all those things, coding in, stuff like that. I look into that stuff from time to time, just looking at it. But
I look at the news.
Yeah,
I be reading.
We can tell. Are you playing the game?
I sure am. I'm playing The Sims.
Oh my God. I can hear the control.
I'm making a dog. It
while he's doing a podcast. See, if he can do it, you can do it.
Look, for those who say I don't have time, I'm so sorry. I think I'm working and I'm playing. So, like, what?
Ooh,
come again?
Ooh,
because it took her almost an hour and a half to realize that I'm playing The Sims.
Oh my God, you've been playing this whole time?
The whole time.
Drew, I physically can't with you.
Yeah, the whole time, babe.
I physically, emotionally, financially.
My dog is gorgeous. I made a very cute dog. I've never made a dog in The Sims before. So
what are you playing? What are you playing Sims on?
My Xbox.
Which one? I have an Xbox now. Which one?
The Sims 4.
Oh, can we play together?
No, we can't, unfortunately. I mean, we could play, like, I can play and you can play, but we can't.
But as far as like playing online, yeah,
no,
yeah. Oh, well, by the way, like I said, I have an Xbox now, so if you want to get beat,
I know
game,
you gotta let me know what you have because I have like a ridiculous library.
Yeah, you let me know what games you want to get beat in, and
girl, haven't you learned by now? How many games do I have to beat you in and let you know that I am a literal gamer?
I mean, I know. I'm just letting you know if you ever want to get beat, the option is...
I have the Game Pass, so I can pretty much play like any game. So you have to let me know what you want to get beat in. And you have to give me an hour because I do need to straighten up this kitchen. But after this hour is up, girl, I can let you have these hands if you really want them.
Okay.
With the time pop.
Okay. And you know what? And on that note, make sure you guys share our podcast. I've been wanting to do this. I keep forgetting to do this because I have not, because I ask not. Share the podcast with your friends. Sharing is caring. Okay, get us some help in the support. There's also like a link somewhere on Spotify where you can actually like support the podcast by giving like 99 cents or $1.99. Like it gives you different options, because I try to do it just myself just to see what it looks like from the receiving it or the giving in. And there's like a link, and I'll make sure that I mention it in every episode moving forward. But you guys can definitely support us. If you want to support us even more, hand us a little dollar, a little change. Give us a like on the YouTube page. Share, give us a rating. Listen, do all the things that you can to support this podcast, because it's really important to get the support and to get the things and the information's out there. Okay, it's very important.
The more support that we get from you guys, the more that we can do for you. So if you like our content and you kind of like, man, I wish they had like a really nice studio, or wouldn't it be cool if they had like 3 different camera angles, one on Drew, one on Nelly, and then one that like pans over. If we can get a little bit more support from you guys, the quality of our content can be like astronomically better. So
oh my God,
if you would love for us to have like really, really good content, I mean, I'm sure you're like, oh, these conversations are great. It'd be really cool to like see them the way that we see some of our other favorite podcasters. Oh, great. Well, I wish that we had the funds they had. Oh, wait, we have fans that could help fund that. So
heck yeah,
definitely support us. That way we can give you the ultimate Nelly Drayton show experience.
Heck yeah. Like one of my biggest dreams, honestly, is for us to have a live audience and to give things out and like have people who are creatives like put their information, put their goals and the companies that they created or projects that they're trying to get information on. Like I do short film reactions on my YouTube page, but it's because I want to put other people's information out there. I want to get support. I want to support the unsupported. And if you guys support me even more and support Drew even more, the support is going to be able to go back into other people who do not have the voice. They're timid. They may not know where to begin, where to start, but we'll be able to give them that table. We'll be able to give them a chair at the Nelly Drayton show. If we have a live,
you could take a little bit of credit in it too.
That
you can say, oh, I helped the Nelly Drayton show, and there's some of their supporters, some of their fellow creatives, get to a really cool spot. Like you get to take pride in that too.
Heck yeah. I'll definitely figure out a way to, I don't know how this stuff works, but I will figure out a way to make sure that people that donate, will definitely mention your name. We'll give you a shout out. If anything, we'll give you a really big shout out. So donations, all that good stuff, all the support and love that you pour into the Nelly Drayton show, it will most definitely be recognized, especially if there's comments. I believe that we put polls or questions and things like that. Responding to those, we'll definitely bring those up and speak on those. If you have questions, I do not have a specific Nelly Drayton show email, but I do have my email at nellydrayton@gmail. If you have things that you want to discuss or things that you want us to talk on, please let us know.
I know that Nelly is scary. I know that everybody is so scared of Nelly, but I promise
you
can send these things to me. And I know that I'm the least scary one of the two of us. So I know that if you're scared of saying something to Nelly, you can always say something to me. You don't have to be scared, I promise.
What's your email though? Do you have like
I will not be disclosing my email.
Okay.
However, you can always DM me on my all my socials. All my socials are not like private. So you can always DM me any questions. As a matter of fact, I have some people who have sent me some feedback, but they're like close friends. I want to hear from like viewers, which they are viewers, but I want to hear from like viewers, like who like what we do or want to hear us talk about a specific topic or who want to chime in on I want to have like actual conversation in the comment sections, y'all. I keep looking at these YouTube comments and there ain't nothing there. So I want to have conversations. Y'all know I like to talk. I mean, if you've been watching the Nelly Drayton show from the first season, you ought to know by now, this boy can talk. So come on, get in my comment section. Let's talk, please.
Come on.
Don't make me beg.
Listen,
if you don't want to donate, at least like comment.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's asking for too much.
You can hand over a comment. That's not.
You can shoot a like, share, and say, hey, y'all are doing great, or hey, you forgot to say allegedly, and now you have a lawsuit coming your way. Just give us a heads up.
I am so weak. But you know what though, and by the way, we're recording this with Spotify for podcasters, but they use a website called Riverside. Just so you guys know, there is an option for us to allow audience people to watch while we're recording live.
Yeah, would you guys like that? Would that be cool? For us to have like a live audience?
I would want to start to go in that direction here soon once the support comes in. Once we get the donations and the feedback from you guys, I would like it. I would like to have a live audience, because if someone raises their hand and they ask a question mid-record, we might let you mic up. If you have a mic, you mic up and you state your question and you say your name, you even put your social information on there, and then you'll mic off and then we'll answer your question and keep it going. Like, that's the type of interaction that I really want for the podcast. I want it to be somewhere where people who are nerds, I mean, everybody from the chef to the librarian to the CEO of a high-tech company, right? Because everybody in their own way is creative. I know we're talking about Diddy and all the things that's associated with Diddy, but listen.
Enough of him. We've been talking about him for hours now. Enough of that man. We're talking about us, daggone it.
Enough of that man. Enough of that man.
He's been in the press for like weeks, okay? He's had enough.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. I just heard about him this weekend, like Friday and Saturday.
They've been talking about this since last year. Since Cassie.
I'm unplugged. That's why.
I
told you I deleted my social media apps because I needed a break. I need a reality check of what is in front of me versus what I'm seeing on the fake socials. But, again, it is what it is with him. If what we could take away from all of this is that be very responsible and mindful of your creativity and who you pour it into, and know, that your soul is tied to your creativity, and don't be selling it for anything. Just keep an honest life in this crazy, chaotic, unhinged world.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you. While LOL probably Drew is probably playing Sims, because
I am, but my dog is gorgeous, baby.
God.
I made Venus in The Sims, my baby. I know. You can actually like do crossbreeding, and so she was a pit bull mastiff mix, so I made her in The Sims, and she's so pretty.
Okay, I'm about to plug my game up because I did not. What?
Yeah.
Oh, this Sims is
she's
top
so
notch.
Cute.
Are you?
Oh yeah, The Sims 4 is like next level.
Ooh, okay. And listen, I'm sorry, y'all. We're going all over the place, but we hope you guys like this, love this, and want more of this. Okay? Welcome to the Nelly Drayton Show, where creatives gather and kind of sort of try to figure it out as we go beyond. Until next time. Oh, come on, amen.
It's Sunday, honey.